All right. Welcome back to the JJs Declutter Podcast. And we have an exciting day for you today. Janice, tell them what's up.
Today we're going to do a new episode of our Magazine Moments Judgy Pants. And in honor of April, because I believe today, is it April Fool's Day?
Yeah. No fooling.
No, but in honor of April, we're devoting April to spring cleaning. And so we're going to be talking about an article from food52.com. It's a blog. And this was by Amanda Sims. It was released on February 20th, 2023. So it's been out there a while. And it's titled 19 All-Natural Spring Cleaning Tricks for the Kitchen. Okay. So, the first trick is for cleaning surfaces is vodka.
Yep. Works. I also spray it on my mattress.
Yes, vodka can be used as a surface cleaner because it's alcohol. Yep. And it will clean grimy surfaces and remove odors. So that's why it also makes a good, like Julie was mentioning a mattress cleaner. But they list that you can use it to clean dirty kitchen rags, dish towels, and more too.
And why? So you would put it in your washing machine?
I suppose so. I don't know. I don't use vodka to remove that. And I actually tried using vodka to remove hard water stains from the bathroom, and it really didn't work.
Right.
But I know that vodka can be used because it has so much alcohol in it that it can be used to sanitize things. Okay, so that was number one, because there are 19 of these.
Oh my goodness.
Number two is mineral oil.
Okay.
And so they're saying that it works way better than hot water and a microfiber cloth for cleaning that dusty, oily film off the vent hoods. Because oil removes oil. I mean, I use mineral oil in the kitchen to oil my wooden cutting boards.
Yeah, I do too. And wooden spoons and stuff, but
they're talking about using it as a way to erase fingerprints and get a streak-free shine on your stainless steel appliances.
Interesting. Well, I'll give it a try. I just don't know. It's not computing
resonate
for me.
With you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, these are all things that they listed on here. Okay. Number 3 is white vinegar. Plain white vinegar.
For everything.
Yep.
I use that. Oh.
Except you're not supposed to use it on stone countertops. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. And yeah, we use vinegar all the time on things. So that I agree with. I use it in the laundry. I use it for cleaning floors and countertops and whatever.
And they're talking about using it on greasy stainless steel surfaces, because the smudges will rub right off, and then if you put olive oil or some oil over it, it will help make them shine. Then number 4, I don't know if this is a natural cleaning trick because it's talking about Goo Gone.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that Goo Gone was necessarily all that natural.
I didn't either.
They're saying that it's the not terribly toxic Goo Gone. So I don't know why this is in there, because the main solvent ingredient is kerosene, which I didn't realize. I suppose it kind of smells like that.
Yeah.
But it will dissolve most grease instantly, which is true. It dissolves all sorts of stuff, because if you have like pan marks or or gum or something like that sticky in your dryer, Goo Gone actually works well, but then you have to run it afterward to get rid of the smell. But they're
Yeah.
talking about using this um, in the kitchen, which
Okay.
didn't it didn't, like you said, it didn't resonate with me because I wouldn't necessarily pull that out.
No, it's great for getting stickers off things. Absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I don't, I, I wouldn't use it for some of those other ideas.
Okay, so this is for cleaning a cooktop. Is number 5 is baking soda and vinegar.
Mhm. Yep, I've
So,
done that on, and you're talking the solid glass cooktop.
uh, doesn't say.
Oh,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No, this is not necessarily just for the solid surface cooktops because the next one is a hot water soak, and you would not soak
oh,
your
right.
grills. But I mean, baking soda on a flat glass cooktop, you can use that. You have to be careful because it should be wet because you don't want it to be super abrasive because you don't want
Right.
to create more scratches.
Right.
But I can see using just baking soda too, or a
Mm-hmm.
microfiber cloth. I don't know.
Right.
Okay, so for a hot water soak is number 6, and it's talking about thoroughly soaking a rag or towel in hot water and laying it across the cooktop, of course, with all the burners turned off and cooled, and then
Right.
waiting a half hour, and then you try wiping it off because you're basically making all the stuck on stuff
You're
easily to be
loosening it
knocked
up.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I
Yeah,
don't think
I
I would.
like
Not for me.
I
That's
mean,
not my cup of tea.
if it was a regular cooktop, I would just take the stuff that comes off and I stick it in the sink and soak it,
Right.
right? I wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily do it on the cooktop.
N-
I don't
No,
know,
not
but
on
I
the
mean now
cooktop.
we have an induction stove and it's completely flat now, so I don't have to
Right.
deal with spills that I can't just wipe off, or grills that need to be cleaned.
Scoured or
So
whatever. Yeah.
yes, scoured. Okay, so for cleaning your oven, number 7 is salt.
Salt?
Salt.
Really?
Talking about cover the spill with salt while it's still wet. So if something spills over in the bottom of your oven, cover
Gotcha.
it with salt and then it will dry out whatever it does and then you can probably just wipe it off.
That out. Interesting.
Which is actually pretty that is an interesting thing to suggest. I think I might try it next time.
Yeah.
Because that one actually kind of makes sense. Number 8 is hot soapy water. Duh.
Yeah. That
And
needed to be written down.
yeah, degreasing the interior with hot soapy water and a scrubbing sponge, or using a scraper, those plastic scrapers to chip away any carbonized food stuff that you can before making a paste of baking soda and water to coat the interior of the oven. And then when it dries, you scrape and sponge stuff away. So
Right.
it talks about hot soapy water, but then it talks about baking soda and water too. So
Gotcha.
I think there are two uses of water and two different
Methods.
ingredients, yeah, that
Mm,
you're combining together. But
gotcha.
hot soapy water does work inside. Now this is
Mhm.
one that I have read about. I have not done this. It talks about cleaning your oven racks with either dishwasher detergent. So this is
Mhm.
saying put it in the bathtub, put a towel on the
Mhm.
bottom, add enough hot water to cover half a cup of dishwasher or laundry detergent. I've always just used dishwashing, so like Dawn. I've never used
Mhm.
anything else. And you let it
Yeah.
soak. If you let it soak for at least a half an hour or longer, everything just sort of lifts off.
Cool. Okay, I'll
Um,
try that. I've heard
Let's
that
use,
one before, but I have never tried it.
and it's also it does work. I've tried it. It says use a stiff bristle brush as you rinse to remove the stubborn gunk, and you could also try the trick of putting a dryer sheet at the bottom of the bathtub because that also removes stuff. I have never used the dryer sheet, but I have
Yeah,
put it in the bathtub to soak. And yes, the grease and things do come off very easily after you let it soak for a minimum of 30 minutes. I mean,
right,
it takes you longer than 30 minutes to actually clean the oven. So
right.
just let them soak for a couple of hours and then you do it.
Gotcha.
Okay, for preventing dust.
Dryer
Number
sheets?
10. No, they're talking about cotton fabric that you spread out on top. So it basically, like, I don't
Dust
use
gets on the
cotton,
cloth and then you wash the cloth?
then you swap it out. So what I
Huh.
do is I use either parchment paper or wax paper.
Right,
It
right.
says that newspaper can be used to the same effect, but the ink could transfer and it's a little harder to keep in place.
It's on the top though, so who cares if the ink transfers? Nobody can see it.
Well, yes. So when I use the wax paper or the parchment paper, or sometimes I've used just paper like wrapping paper that I don't want to that I want to use up. I use the blue painter's tape at the corners to make sure it stays down so it doesn't flap
Right.
if there's a breeze or something. But
Gotcha.
that is one way. Okay, that wow, preventing dust was just that one trick of sticking something on top and doing something. Um for removing stickers or labels. Number 11
Goo
is
Gone,
white vinegar. No,
white
they didn't
vinegar.
put I don't think they put Goo
How
Gone in
funny. They didn't
Goo Gone.
even use they use Goo Gone for something other than what it actually is for. Um, yeah, removing stickers, there's, different ways. I like the Goo Gone. I would use oil rather than vinegar.
Well, that's the
Um,
next one.
oh, okay. And then
Yes.
you can also, depending on the item, you can just use a hair dryer. So there's, different ways to get stickers off, but
So the number 12 was eucalyptus oil, which smells better and works better than Goo Gone.
gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
But okay, so other ways to remove stickers or label which are natural. Peanut butter,
Right.
mayonnaise. Um, you can also remove stickers by soaking them in hot water and making a paste of um Dawn, and I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of if I did oil. I think I did oil and I rubbed it on it. Like I used peanut butter and then I scraped it with my rubber scraper, my plastic
Mhm.
scraper. And then I used hot water and Dawn to get some of the stickiness off. But yes,
Gotcha.
so
Interesting.
removing stickers or labels. All right. So for cleaning containers and cookware, number 13, uncooked white rice. And I've heard this trick before, like for vases and things like that, because it's a natural mild abrasive. So if you
Okay.
partially fill a vase with warm water and a handful of rice and shake it vigorously, if your vase has that stubborn white film on it, then you should
Mhm.
put white vinegar in it to cover the residue and let it sit for a bit and then add the rice and shake.
Okay, so this is great theory, but I literally just tried getting some of those hard water stains, which is what they're talking about,
Yeah.
using straight vinegar, and I soaked that sucker for about 24 hours. It would not come out. Some
Did
of
you
it
try
did.
lemon juice?
I did not try lemon juice. So I'll try lemon juice. But it really didn't work. I was hoping it would. Now it worked on our mat under the dish rack. So we have the
Mm-hmm.
plastic thing there, and it's black, and so getting any of the hard water stains, they're white, so it looks really ginky. And handsome husband decided that he was going to clean it, and so he just filled it with vinegar and let it sat for, I don't know, an hour or something, and he remembered, and it completely cleaned it. completely
Wow.
black now. So I was amazed and astonished. Just saying.
So number 14 is talking about cleaning stuff is baking soda. I
Mhm.
have cleaned containers with baking soda, especially if it has a weird odor, and
Mhm.
I let it sit out in the sun. But this is talking about covering the burned material with a thick layer of baking soda, add a small amount of water, and let it sit overnight. And then you can just wipe off the burned material. You can also heat the pan with the baking soda and water briefly and then let it sit for 24 hours before washing it clean
Hmm.
because it helps release the burned food and it neutralizes the smell.
Interesting.
I think that's interesting too. Okay, and now it's
Hmm.
talking about stains. So, number 15 is cream of tartar,
Mhm.
which is a good cleaning agent as well as an oxidizer. So you apply a paste of it to a coffee stained pot or any porcelain dishware that's not bone white, and you wipe away with hot water after letting it sit for a bit. I have
That's
heard about,
not bone white. Interesting. So the white cream of tartar will discolor
well,
it,
it will make
apparently.
it white. Yes. So if you want it to be whiter, and it's that's interesting because I have my grandmother's old teapot, and I was looking at it and I was just noticing that that there are funny little spots on the outer surface that I didn't notice because I was so concerned with the inside surface having weird stains on it. So maybe I'll try cream of tartar. Now
There
this
you
number
go.
16,
Okay.
ketchup.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
heard of that. They're
I
talking about
have.
cleaning discolored copper cookware with ketchup
That's
because it's
right.
acidic enough but has no abrasive qualities.
Ah, gotcha. Huh.
But I had heard about using ketchup for something.
Yeah,
Okay,
I had
so
to. But besides using it on a hot dog.
okay, this one's fun. 17, boiling water.
What? Boiling water will clean something? I don't know if I can handle this. That's so
Oh,
amazing.
well, and this one is talking about getting stains out of clothing and aprons. If you pour boiling water straight from the kettle, at least a foot above the item you're cleaning, it helps get rid of stains.
Huh.
I have heard of
That's
that, where you're supposed to pour it
interesting.
from a
From a height.
distance.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever done it before, but I have seen videos of people doing it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is for stains. Salt for oily stains.
It'll soak it up.
Sprinkle salt all over the stain and wait until it absorbs the oil. Flour, cornstarch, and white chalk will also draw an oily stain out from a napkin or tea towel the same way.
Hmm. I was thinking kitty litter. 'Cause that's what they use in mechanic garages.
Well, we're
So,
talking about in the kitchen though. Okay, number 19, the last one is for the most dreaded and likely of food stains, those of red wine on white fabrics. Somebody said that to leisurely soak it in hot milk will do the trick. And
hot
for,
milk?
yeah,
I,
persistent purplish stains of berries, if you mix hot water, vinegar, and if necessary, toothpaste, that will get out the stain.
interesting. I wonder if these wrote the, I wonder if they came up with some of these cleaning things before um before there was so many different kinds of toothpaste.
Yeah, that's true. So for stains, for discolored plastic food storage containers, I still do the TikTok cleaner where you stick soapy water in it and you put a cloth or a paper
And
towel in
shake
there
it.
and you shake it
Yeah.
and the cloth absorbs the colors and it comes out clean. So you're not
Yeah,
sitting there rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and adding a whole bunch of soap because
exactly.
you're, shaking it is agitating it enough and you have something that's going to collect the oils in it so it doesn't just float around and then redistribute.
hmm
So that's why
See,
that one works.
for smelly Tupperware, we always had people take newspaper and crumple it up, get it just a little damp, and put that inside. And then I would stick it in the freezer if it was one of the smaller things, and let it set for a day or two. And then
Really?
you take it
Okay,
out,
because
and that would help.
I have a smelly Tupperware that I don't use for
Yeah.
food, but my husband because I smell things before I put things in. And I have no idea why guys use things that don't smell fresh. But anyways, okay, so that was our
Judgy Pants edition.
I
for
don't know
April.
how useful those were.
I don't either.
They were they're food for thought, I guess.
There you go.
But honestly, I mean, some of them are so common that I don't even think that it's a trick.
Right.
Something
Right.
to try anyway.
But I forget that there's people out there younger than me.
I guess. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so that this one left both of us a little bit
Flummoxed.
yeah, that's a good word.
Oh my goodness. But I must say, with that, we're going to have to call this to a close. So we really appreciate that you guys listened in today, and please give us a follow, a subscribe, leave us a review. Only the good ones are acceptable. I'm kidding. And as always, keep it simple.
Keep it intentional.
And as always,
keep decluttering.
Thanks, guys.